Get in there, you beauties. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Good evening, all, with another cheeky little video for you. We are here to discuss the latest transfer news and goings on at Manchester United, my friends. Oh, yes, it's been a bit of a raw evening when it comes to new news coming in here tonight. So we'll discuss it all. We'll give you all the latest information we've got. And we'll have a little chat about it as well, because that's how we roll around here. How are we all doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got a lot of legends in here, 100 legends already waiting for us to get going. Bunch of legends. Welcome aboard, everyone. Let me give a few shout-outs at the start. Red Olsen, Kingdom Khan, James T, John, What's Going, Savage, Matty Smith, Batman Night Fan, Madhouse, Paul Ennis. What's going on, Ethan Barrett there, lad? Ethan Bennett, I should say. Matt Johnson, David Hind, Mark N, Kingdom Khan, what's going on, lad? Joe Two-Tone Pringle, hello to you. Pablo, yes, Matt, yes, Michael, yes, Mike. Get in, John Van Dingham. Hello there, Mr. PlayStation lad. What's happening there? Enigma Owl, get in there, my son. Everybody else as well, thank you so much for joining. Big up Kieran Emery, the handsome bastard down here, for getting in here and being an 11-month member of this channel. Nearly a whole year for Kieran Emery. Big up yourself, Kieran lad. Thank you so much, mate, for supporting this channel for nearly a year, dude. Let's get a hashtag 11 in there at the start of the show. Thank you so much. Must play. Tommy Boyle, you legend. What's going on? Johnny M, how are you? Flair, Vincent, John. Look, everybody, too many people to name. Travis, AK, Francois, everyone, thank you so much for getting in, guys. Do us a favour at the start of this show and smash that like button on it. That's right, give us a raw thumbs up. Drop a little like on it. You know it makes sense. Smash the thumbs up. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes. Also, share it around on social media if you want. If you're that way inclined, that will help the channel out massively. Please do give us a cheeky little share wherever you can. Facebook, Instagram, on the side of your mum's house projection, whatever, you know, Twitter. The link's at the top of the live chat, so please do give us a cheeky little retweet if you haven't done so. Nice one. Hey, Enigma Owl, let's go. Thank you very much for gifting out a membership to the channel there, my friend. Everyone, welcome in Mr. Enigma Owl to the channel. Not to the channel. Thank you, Enigma Owl. Get some love in there, obviously, for him gifting a membership and welcoming somebody else to the channel. He's given it to Bruce McIntosh. Let's go, Bruce McIntosh, new member, courtesy of Enigma Owl, gifting out a membership there. Thank you so much, mate. Come on, love hearts for Enigma Owl there. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate that. Nice one, my son. Appreciate that indeed, very much indeed. Thank you very much there, bro. John's got in here with a raw super chat at the start of the show that says Man United keeping the comedy vibes up. Man City love. Okay, fair enough. Well, you might think we're keeping the comedy vibes up. We certainly know that you guys are keeping the cheating vibes up, mate. And you scumbags at some point will be back to where you belong, mate, playing conference fucking North football, lad. You know what I'm saying? Go on. Eventually you're going to get sacked off. Eventually you're going to get punished for your cheating, financial fair play, dodging, absolute overinflating financial disgusting disparity that you've got. You're a disgrace. Anyway, thank you, John, for getting in here. Nice one. Anyway, right, okay. Let's get stuck in, right. Let's get stuck into the transfer news. Okay, you're a disgrace now. Manchester United are preparing a bid for Sofyan Amrabat. We were discussing this earlier on today. Get in there, my son. You love to see this. Obviously, Man United finally looks like we're actually going to go in with a proper, legit, concrete offer for Mr. Sofyan Amrabat. I'll say it so. We've been waiting a heck of a long time for this. So many days, in fact weeks, that it's taken for us to actually pull our finger out and table a legitimate offer. Well, that seemingly is taking place any moment now. We're just waiting for confirmation that the bid has officially gone in, but it does look like there is an official bid being readied as we speak right now. So the main sort of source we've got for it tonight is it's Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Man United are preparing a formal bid at this moment in time for Sofyan Amrabat. Always been a top target. No loan proposal sent to Fiorentina, just informal talks. Fiorentina could be open to a loan, but with an obligation to buy based on conditions. Sofyan is waiting for Man United since June. Crikey, this guy's been waiting so long, he's lost all his bloody hair. He has been waiting a heck of a long time. It is crazy how long this has taken, especially for a player that's not really got a huge price tag on him. But I think that just tells you what sort of situation Man United's in at the moment. We are just a bunch of brokies. We don't have a lot of money at the football club right now, it seems, because of the shithouse owners, which is why we have fannied around all summer long with this guy, just trying to shave an extra couple of million off this deal if we can, letting it go right down to the wire of deadline day. And if not, then maybe even trying to get him on a loan deal as well with a small fee up front, perhaps an obligation to buy makes a bit of sense. Look, obviously, Obviously, we've got to think about what we can reasonably expect to get right now. We haven't got a huge kitty of money left. We have spent a significant amount. We've got Glazers shithouses at the club. Look, if we can get this guy in on a loan deal, it doesn't make a difference. We just need this guy in, especially if there's an obligation to buy. Well, then he'll just become a Manchester United player in a year's time, won't he? So I'm not too worried about that fact, guys, whether it's a loan or whether it's a full permanent transfer. I think it does more indicate what sort of situation the club's in, which is a gash situation. The fact we haven't been able to buy this player outright and make a permanent offer for him at this stage, and it looks like it is going to be a loan proposal, tells you a lot about the club, but it doesn't really affect us, especially if there is an obligation to buy. So there was reports from Gianluca Di Marzio earlier on coming out from Italy that said that Fiorentina were not crazy about doing a loan offer deal or a loan deal for Sofyan Amrabat because, well, they wanted a bit of money up front, and if they can't get the large amount of money up front that they wanted for a permanent transfer, then they would want an obligation to buy from Manchester United. They're in the position where they know Sofyan Amrabat wants to leave the club. He wants to go and play for United, so it's pretty difficult for them now to just go back on that and keep him against his will and against their will. They'd rather see him go out the door so that they can refocus and actually get everybody pulling in the same direction for them. So they don't want somebody who doesn't want to be there either, which is why they can't ask for an insane amount of money. But I think they want an obligation to buy at the very least, it seems. More will come out about the actual terms of this offer and this deal at this in the coming stages of the next sort of 24, 48 hours that's left of the window. Obviously, that will all be having to be done and wrapped up in that time frame in order for us to actually get this guy in here. So we should know very soon now. This has been dragging on for a long time, but we should know very soon what the terms are of this deal. Does look like it could be a loan deal from Manchester United side of things, maybe with an obligation to buy, which means that we have to buy him at the end of that loan deal, essentially. We've got an obligation to buy him. So it's not an option to buy where you can decide to, just sack him off if he's had a gash time of it at the club. But I mean, essentially, Man United should just be buying this guy on a permanent transfer anyway. It's a shambles. I'll ask the live chat guys, how do you think we should be bringing this guy in, on a permanent deal or a loan move? This isn't just some player like Cucurella who's coming in, who's realistically just coming in because we've got so many injury issues. No, Sofyan Amrabat's somebody that we can actually utilise for many seasons in that position. So it should be a permanent transfer anyway. Just goes to show you the state of our club and where we're at, really. It's a disgrace. Permanent, says Don Cake Cadet. Absolutely, lad. Hey, what's going on, Burber lad? How you doing tonight? Danny says permanent. Obligation to buy is a mistake. Do loan with an option to buy, says Ryan. Well, an option to buy suits Manchester United, but an obligation to buy suits Fiorentina. That means that they definitely are going to get him off of their books at some point. Permabat, says Slothbird. Good shout. Buy him, says United 90. Not good enough, is it, Matthew Smith? Absolutely. Permanent. Amrabat in. Glazers out. Good shout. Exactly, Derek Sarath, precisely. Permanent, says Jason Jackson. Loan, says Chloe. Permanent role, says Colin Ralph. Exactly. So obviously permanent makes more sense for us. We should be able to raise enough cash to be able to spend that money on Sofyan Amrabat now anyway. We are getting rid of players. We have got rid of players. We have raised money. We have sold Fred, who's a midfielder. We have obviously got rid of Dean Henderson. We're working on Donny van der Beek out of the football club as well. It's a shit show. How have we not been able to do more business as of right now? And surely we can do more than a loan when it comes to Sofyan Amrabat. But by the way, we got 319 legends in here. Thank you, every one of you, for getting in here tonight for tonight's show. Make sure you do leave a little like on this video as you're entering the stream. It's free to smash the like button. I'll just give you a cheeky reminder to drop a little like on it. That's right. Let's have a Bacon Brigade like spike. Hit the thumbs ups if you haven't done so. That'll help the channel out, boost us up on the cruel YouTube algorithm, and also share it around on the social medias wherever you want. But on Twitter, we have pinned the link at the top of the live chat where you can check that out, my friends. So go and check that out and give us a cheeky little retweet. You know it makes sense. Nice one. Right, okay, and subscribe as well, guys. You may have seen we've recently hit 73,600 subscribers. We're creeping up there on the way to the big milestone of 75k. The next one's 74,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're on here daily with all the United news. Okay, let's get stuck back in then to this, the latest info we've got about Sofyan. So the deal, we know that David Ornstein sort of broke this earlier on today, that United were approaching making a deal, basically. Hadn't necessarily done it yet. Fab says that we were just having informal talks with Fiorentina, and David Ornstein earlier on reported that we were working on a deal to sign Sofyan Amrabat. United hoped to take him on loan rather than a permanent deal due to FFP regulations. So, yeah, the FFP stands for fat fucking prats, but that means the Glazer shithouse owners. It's nothing to do with financial fair play, no. It's to do with the fat fucking prats that we've got at the top of Manchester United Football Club, the owners who are just absolute fucking thieves in the night. That's what's going on there. So, okay, it might be down to FFP, but the FFP doesn't stand for financial fair play. It stands for floppy, flippy puddings. That's what it stands for, or whatever you want to say. So, in that regard, let's get a hashtag Glazers out. Absolutely. Disgraceful that we have to sort of scratch around in the bargain bin looking for loan deals in the last couple of days of the window. Why couldn't we just have a better planned out season of attack here by actually going and attacking that summer transfer window well? But we haven't done that. It's a melt. So we heard earlier on that there was a rejection for a potential loan offer from Manchester United side of things. Let's have a look at this. So reports coming out from Italia that say that despite Fiorentina rejecting Man United's initial loan bid for Sofyan Amrabat, the two clubs are set to continue talks ahead of Friday's deadline. So we need a little bit more to materialise about what Fiorentina are exactly expecting to receive from this deal. Do they want to just sell him permanently? If so, United are going to have to stump up the cash. Or, as we've heard, there may be an inclination for them just to get him off of their books, Man United making them sweat at the end of this transfer window to try and put pressure on them so they do fold and maybe will be prepared to let him go on a song. And it does look like maybe it will be a loan with an obligation to buy. So at some stage, we'll have to fork up the money in the terms of the deal and complete that transfer with an obligation to buy. That's very different to an option to buy. So let's have a look at this report also that's come out from The Athletic this evening in regards to this deal, that says that the detail of Man United's loan offer for Amrabat earlier on was €2 million payable in two €1 million instalments. But a break clause effective in January would come prior to the second instalment. As such, only a derisory €1 million would be guaranteed. Fiorentina understandably rejected it. I mean, if this is true from James Horncastle of The Athletic, then Manchester United are an absolute fucking shambles, aren't we? I mean, it's an insult, to be honest. It is quite insulting to Fiorentina to offer such a low amount of money in terms of a fee for a loan move. If that's the case, this is what's reported by James Horncastle of The Athletic. Who knows if that's legit? Surely we must have asked for a heck of a lot more cash than that. Surely should have offered a heck of a lot more cash than that. It's outrageous, isn't it? It's what United do. We lowball teams with offers. So like Cucurella yesterday, we're understandably going in with a £2 million offer initially up front for them to relinquish a player's services to a rival in the Premier League when they wanted 7, and then we've obviously had to negotiate with them, and then we meet them somewhere in the middle. Maybe this is another case for that, but of course they're going to reject that sort of a loan offer from us because it's a crap offer if it's true. I mean, this is what The Athletic have reported anyway. I mean, obviously you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. I personally think that, we wouldn't have been so, brazen to be as insulting as making an offer so poor as that one. But that was reported by James Horncastle earlier on. Quite interesting. You know how this club operates. Maybe there was a very low initial sort of figure that Man United have been bandying around. The Mail, and this is another one you have to take with a massive pinch of sodium here, says that Fiorentina are willing to consider a loan deal for Sofyan Amrabat with Manchester United as talks continue, but an obligation to buy will have to be included for them to do the deal. I think that may be the case. I guess their ideal scenario would be Man United get a permanent transfer deal done with them so they can get some cash right now to reinvest. They don't have to fanny around like a bunch of fannies in the last dying embers of the transfer window trying to bring somebody in a panic. What they probably want to do is get 25 million in their coffers right now for a permanent transfer. Then they'll be able to actually go and sign a decent player. Without that, then they're just getting a small fee up front. Could be 5 million, could be 4 million, somewhere around there. And then there will be an obligation to buy based on what agreement can be made between the two sides for a later fee, for a fee at the end of the season. So, of course, Fiorentina aren't really realistically going to want to do that. They'd much rather a permanent transfer. We'll see if United have got the bollocks to be able to do that deal, but right now it does seem a little bit up in the air just because United are being very tight-fisted. We haven't actually gone in yet for a bid for this guy properly. But as we mentioned earlier, you know, we are advancing on this situation, and that Fabrizio Romano has now tweeted out not long before this stream went live. Thank you, Flat Cap Phil, for subscribing to the channel. Nice one, bro. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe and smash the like button. Nice one. Yeah, look, Fabrizio earlier on just simply saying that Manchester United are preparing a formal bid for Sofyan Amrabat, so it's expected anytime soon that there will be a formal bid incoming for this guy from United. Come on! Yes! Do it now! Always been a top target for Man United. There is no loan proposal sent to Fiorentina right now, just informal talks. That's what Fab said earlier. Fiorentina could be open to a loan, but with an obligation to buy based on conditions. Sofyan waiting for Man United since June. So it's basically shows you how skint United are. We shouldn't be, because the net spend that United have made right now is probably around about 120 million this summer window, after buying Onana, after buying Mount, and of course Rasmus Højlund being the biggest chunk of change that we spent this summer. But we have sold a lot of players. We sold like 10 players now. Henderson for 15 million with 5 add-ons. Fred for 12 to 15 million, I believe we received for him. Elanga 15 or 20 million or whatever it ended up being there. So those are quite significant sales as well. We've recouped a significant proportion of that money spent back, but we got nothing to show for it, guys, because the Glazer shithouses are creaming it off the top and sucking at the teat of Manchester United, which is what they do. So obviously, we don't have a lot of money to spend right now, unfortunately, which is why we're having to do this. But it does show you the state of the club when we are even thinking about doing deals for a loan with an obligation to buy. Look, a loan deal with an option to buy is great. I understand it. Try before you buy. There's no real bad element to that deal, is there? Like with Cucurella, we've got a couple of injury issues at left back right now. If we manage to get Cucurella on loan, he gives us cover right now. But if he has a good time at United and he is successful, then in a year's time or at the end of the season, we could certainly have the option to buy him, and that will please everybody. It gives Chelsea a bit of flexibility in case they decide to keep him. Gives Manchester United that flexibility in case he turns out to be an absolute slabtastic twat. You never know, and just isn't that good for us. It gives us the option, but an obligation to buy, I mean, that's just desperate, isn't it? That is desperate when you're doing deals for a free up front and then an obligation to buy later on. It's not really the done thing. I mean, you do see it, but it's not really the done thing. It's just smacks of having no money. It smacks of desperation. And okay, we got to adhere to financial fair play. What a load of guff. This is Man United, for Pete's sake. We've only spent about a net spend of 120 million so far this summer. We should be outspending everybody. So, yeah, I don't understand it, but there you go. That is the latest on Sofyan Amrabat. We're expecting a full-on formal bid to be submitted very soon. The details of that bid remain to be seen, whether or not it will be a permanent transfer offer or whether it will be a loan option with a potential, possibility to finish the deal later with an obligation to buy. Maybe it's a loan deal with an option to buy. We have to wait and see what materialises there. We've got a super chat here from Cake Cadet. What's going on, Mr. Cadet of Cake? He says, stop buying fucking shirts and going to games for fuck's sake, says the Cake Cadet. Hey, Cake Cadet, thank you for getting in here raw, lad, with your £2 super chat. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out in there for the cake. Now, yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. Do not give them the money to the Glazer shithouses, because that's where they're going to feel it the most, as if their bottom line is hurt, if they can't make as much money as they obviously want to make, if they're not getting the money, put into the club from fans who are not buying merchandise, not buying the MUTV package, not buying the membership, not buying the tickets. I mean, it is true. The best way to talk at Manchester United, I suppose, is with your feet, is with your wallets. Don't give them the money. I guess that is true. But obviously, everybody's different. Everybody wants to support the team in a different way. Some people are diehards. That's what they do. They love going to the games every single week. They still want the Glazers out, but they still want to support the team and the players. So I understand it from both scenarios, but I do agree that the best way to hurt the Glazers is just simply not to actually give them any money. I think that is fair enough. Thank you, K Cadet. Get in there. Thank you, K-Man Corner and Flat Cat Phil, for subscribing to the channel. Nice one, guys. I missed something from Chris Koo here, did I? Chris Koo, sorry, my man. What's going on? Thank you very much for that. You know what, Chris Koo? I've just found it, mate. Thank you. I did miss that, bro. Let's get some love in there for Chris Koo as well. He says, we are shit. Enough said. For F's sake. Fair play to you, Chris Koo, lad. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat there, lad. I mean, look, we are not good in the way of doing transfer business. Everybody can see that. We're getting mugged off all over the gaff, unfortunately, and we're not doing a lot of business. I mean, this transfer window is pretty poor. I'll ask the chat once again, because we like to do this, don't we? So if we finish the transfer window with Cucurella and Sofian Amrabat coming in now, both on loans, let's just say they're both loans, and they come in this transfer window before it closes, and nobody else, then how would you rate this summer transfer window for Manchester United out of 10? Give us a rating out of 10 if we do manage to bring in Amrabat and Cucurella, which is a big if at this moment in time. It wouldn't surprise me if we completely fumble those deals as well, to be fair. But let's see what you guys are saying. Matthew says 3, Larry's going 4, Mike's saying 3. Yeah. 2 says Chris Koo, 5 says Batman, 3 says Edward, 4 says Craig Warby, 2 says Vincent Mealis is going for 3, 6 says Flair, United's going 4, 4 says Jay, 2, 2, 3, 2. Look at all of this. Gungsha Leone says 5 to 6 out of 10. I mean, I'm with you, Gungsha. I'm going to give us a 5 out of 10 if we manage to bring in those 2 players on loan. Because it's a lot of positions addressed in our side. We would have a new midfielder in there, which is nice. We would have moved on a significant amount of players as well. A lot of which just hangers on. But still not some of the key ones, like McTominay, like Maguire, like Martial. We would have wanted to see leave. Because those guys can generate good cash. Those guys are just hangers-on and lingerers here in the toilet bowl that is currently United, unfortunately. And these guys would have been good to see go out. Unfortunately, they are still here. So we can't expect that this is going to be a very good window because they are still here and we haven't had the money regenerated here by selling those players to be able to reinvest it and have a really strong transfer window by buying a lot of players. So it's not a very good window. It's an okay window. I guess it's a bang average window. Rasmus Højlund, 20-year-old injured player that we've bought who could be great, also could struggle. Let's be honest, he's not guaranteed to come in and do the business for us. Andre Onana, great goalkeeper, fantastic passer, great distribution, all the rest of it. Goalkeeper position, not the most paramount of positions for us to strengthen anyway. And then what we've done in the other areas is just bring in Mason Mount, who's an absolute charter. To be honest, I mean, I'm going to give him a chance and see how he does. He's only 24. Ten Hag's going to have got him for a reason. But I don't rate him that highly. And so, it's not a great window. Even if you add in Cucurella, who I think is a good acquisition for us, based on the fact that we've got injury-prone players in that position, and both of them are out at the moment, Malacia and Shaw, with long-term injuries, and Varane's out injured, and it gives us a little bit of depth. Then Cucurella's not a bad bit of business, and Amrabat's obviously a good piece of business if we can bring him in some capacity. But it's not enough, guys. United should have been trying to get a striker. United should have been trying to get extra depth in certain positions. We should have been able to sell Maguire, McTominay, Greenwood even, generate the cash, go and reuse that money and invest in the number 9 position, get somebody to help Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund has got a back injury at the moment, and he hasn't even started for Manchester United yet. He's not been available for us yet. We signed an injured player. Who does that, by the way? Who the hell does that? We did. We signed an injured player, and all the issues that were there last season with Wout Weghorst up top are still there because we don't have anybody up top who can put the ball in the back of the net. Rasmus Højlund might be that man, but it's still an if because he's 20 coming over from Serie A. He looks really good, but crikey, we don't know if he's going to hit the ground running. It's hard to predict that one. So very, very, very much not an ideal scenario for the forward positions in the team. If Greenwood was reintroduced back into the side, I guess that would have solved a lot of problems just on a footballing position. But right now, obviously, we don't want him. Man United have decided he's not going to stay. So he is probably going to be sold or loaned out or something. But right now, we still need a number 9 because of that. And then the centre-back position is another glaring problem area for us too. Look what happens when Raphael Varane gets injured, and he is going to get injured. You've seen him get injured consistently throughout his entire career, not just at United. He will be injured and out the team for large spells a few times a season. That's the sort of guy that he is. So you bear that in mind. It is quite unlikely that Raphael Varane is somebody you can rely on, which means you have to get some better quality and depth there. Lindelof's decent, but he's only decent. He's not a great classy player. We need somebody else in there to give us extra depth, extra competition, extra cover, which is where somebody like Jean-Claire Todibo would have come in to stylistically fit what we are all about now better under Ten Hag than what somebody like Slabby Maguire's all about. Because Slabby Maguire has got the pace of an arthritic snail and the footballing ability of one as well. He's just not up to it. And he's got the vision of one also. And I'm pretty sure they don't have fucking eyes, do they? You know what I'm saying? So he has got big problems there with the defenders that we've currently got. We need more defenders. Imagine if we get one extra injury. Imagine if the butcher, Martinez, accidentally slips when he's on the chopping block and he takes a bit of his finger off when he's trying to make some sausage links or whatever, you know, in his kitchen at night. Or he's cutting up a couple of steaks for Mrs. Warboys down the road, who comes in every Monday to get a fresh cut. You know, the butcher, Martinez, what if he cuts himself up accidentally, guys, and he's out for a little while? We have to think about these things. Thank you very much, Kate Cadet, for getting in here with another super chat. Let's get a Sue in here for Kate Cadet. He comments, I understand we all love our football club, but these men running this club do not deserve your hard-earned money. Stop it. Hey, fair play to you, Kate Cadet. I mean, fair play to you, lad. It is a great point that you make, to be honest, Kate Cadet. The money is where it's going to hurt these fat cats. You're spot on, bro. I would definitely suggest not giving them the money you can in any possible way that you can. If you're the sort of sucker who's out there buying new shirts, who's buying the merchandise, if you bought a Mason Mount shirt, you're a double twat. You know what I mean? Not only have you bought a shirt of somebody who's bang average, but you're also giving that money to the Glazer shithouses. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't buy the shirts, don't buy the merch at this moment. That's right, let's let these guys leave first. I and everybody else here, I'm sure, will be very happy to go and dip in our money into the club. That's what we want to do, is support the club to make it better. When you invest in the football club, whether it's from ticket sales, whether it's from membership, whether it's from an MUTV subscription, or buying merchandise, you expect that obviously not all of that money is going to go into transfers or the club sales. They've got certain overheads, of course, but at the same time you want that money to be put to good use. And with the current regime, it's very hard to believe that is going to happen. It's not going to be put to good use. It's just going to be put to lining the coffers of these Glazer shitbags. So I can't agree more, really. Don't give them any money any which way you can. Thank you very much for that, bro. Really do appreciate that, my son. Let's be having you. We've got another super chat from Zayn Miyasi. How you doing there, Zayn Miyasi? He says, by the way, 400 odd legends in here now. Big up yourselves, guys. Happy evening to you. Hope you're all well. Thank you for getting in. We got 400 odd legends and not even 200 likes. You what? Is that Slabbo Maguire and Scott McTominay we got watching this channel right now? Do us a favour and smash the likes. Let's get this sucker to 200 likes. Let's have a Bacon Brigade like spike. Hit the thumbs ups. You know it makes sense. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you're just getting in. Right, Zane, he says, Piggy, when we win this weekend, thinking going to Salt Bay or watch Avatar 2 in 4K, or Aliens in 4K, or Terminator 2 in 4K. I'll let you pick. 4K so 2020, mate. You know what I'm saying? I'd have thought you'd be on 8K now or something, Zamie Assey, you with your big bollocks and your bags of cash. You know, chilling at Salt Bay's restaurant, eating gold-lined bloody steaks or whatever. You do realise he just gets those steaks from the same place as everybody else, mate. He pops and sees Lisandro Martinez and pays like £12 for one, mate. You do realise that, right? And you're the sort of mug who's buying one for £1,000 just because some twat who looks like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean's coming out, sprinkling some fucking bullshit gold flake on top of it. You're a disgrace and a nonsense, mate. Come on. You're not going to win this weekend, Zane. You can think what you want about this, but my humble opinion is that Arsenal are always there to be had. They might be okay. They might be doing okay, but, I mean, you have not had a perfect start to this season. Manchester United, yeah, we've had a ropey start to this season, but my humble opinion about Arsenal is they're always there to be had, mate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not worried about Arsenal, mate. They're kind of like, I don't know, like a booty call or something, mate. They're like a booty call who can't get enough of you. Always there to be had, mate. We could definitely have you if we wanted to. But, you know, we'll see if we can, Zane. Out of all those choices, definitely not Avatar. It's between Aliens in 4K or Terminator 2 in 4K. I'm going to go ahead and say Terminator 2. You can't go wrong with that, can you? Come with me if you want to live. Come on, I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Anyway, yeah, fair play to you, Zamie Assey. You're not going to win that game, mate. We're going to batter you. Guys, who do you think's going to win that game? Man United or Arsenal, Hollands? Get your thoughts in. Jonathan Gallagher's got his highlighted member comment in here. He's been a member for 29 months. He says, any signing now are pure panic buy signing, says Jonathan Gallagher. Jonathan Gallagher, no, mate. I'll tell you why not. I mean, Cucurella, obviously we're panicking because we don't have a left back and we're trying to bring in somebody to cover Luke Shaw and Malacia who are both injured. So we know why that one's happening. That is a bit of a panic, I guess. But Sofyan Amrabat's not a panic buy, mate. Sofyan Amrabat, we've been working on this guy. He's been linked with us for months. It's the opposite of a panic buy. You know, it's a gas-tastic buy because it's taken so long and we should have had it done 2 months ago. But that is not a panic buy. If we get anybody else in now, I suppose it's a panic buy. But you know what, though? People say, oh, panic buys are bad. They're not bad if they're good signings. If you panic, you know, we should be bloody panicking right now. We should be panicking right now, guys, because Man United are entering the season when all of these other clubs have progressed and made big money moves and big money signings. We should be fucking panicking right now. It's everybody at panic stations, if you ask me. Because, crikey, we don't have a proper midfield. We've only got one goal scorer up there, Rasmus Højlund, who may or may not be able to hack it in the Premier League as a 20-year-old man coming in from Serie A. We've also got defensive problems. We've still got an Easter Island statue as a potential backup with injury concerns throughout the whole back line. It's a fucking panic situation, my friend, if you ask me. So, look, panic buys, I'll take a panic buy or two right now. You know, the only concern is that United don't have the funds or the bollocks to actually go and panic and buy a player right now. We're panicking, but we're not buying. I would be okay with us panicking and buying, but we're not. We're just panicking and sitting on our bloody thumbs. We're doing nothing. So I would take a panic buy right now, lad, to be honest. A good panic buy, not just some average melter, but it would be nice to get somebody who might actually be able to help us. Exactly, case later, I know, trying to loan Amrabat. What a gash-tastic set of melts we really have become, unfortunately, with the owners that we have. The lack of financial power is evident for everyone to see, and it shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way. FFP adherents, what a load of bollocks. Exactly, Berbatov was a panic buy madhouse. Precisely. You know, there's a lot of great examples of fantastic players that have come in last minute that have done well. There's also a fair share of absolute gashers. For every Berbatov, there's a Falcao, you know? You can't always get it right. But United should be trying to make strides to get the depth we need. Todibo and a forward player, somebody like Marcos Leonardo, or somebody, just take a punt on someone. They could be good. They could not, but that's the whole point of a punt. It's like it might actually do the business. It might be good for us. It might give us depth and extra quality. Mount says a 1 million loan for Amrabat. Well, I mean, this is what the offer was earlier on, apparently reported by Mr. Horncastle there from The Athletic. You know, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not suggesting that this is actually verbatim. You know, it seems too low to me, but this is what he said, that the detail of Man United's loan offer was for about €2 million payable in two €1 million instalments, but a break clause effective in January would come prior to the second instalment. As such, only a derisory €1 million would be guaranteed. Fiorentina understandably rejected it. What a load of filth. So if that's true, then yeah, United are even more desperate than I thought, and even more embarrassing than I thought. But I don't necessarily think that is true, because it just sounds too low. Like, why would we just outright insult them for this player who we've been linked with for a couple of months now? Why would we outright insult them? It doesn't quite add up. John says, Man City is blue, baby. We're winning the quadruple, says John. Hey, John, you know, nice one, mate. Yeah, good one. Well, if you do win the quadruple, look forward to that being chalked off in a year or two's time when it has been found and decided that you guys have indeed been a whole bunch of cheating bastards and don't deserve anything and have all of your trophies and wins rescinded. I'm looking forward to the day, mate. I can't wait for the day when Man City have their accolades removed from them. You can't just keep cheating and winning. Surely that's got to be set straight. Lance Armstrong was found to be doping. Blood doping, so were loads of other cyclists, but guess what? He had all of his Tour de France taken off of him many years later due to the fact he was using EPO, and he was found out to be a cheat in his blood samples eventually, mate. Right? And guess what? The same can still happen for Manchester Cheaty and those wankers. They could still have some of their accolades and titles and trophies removed from them, and so they should, because it's pretty obvious what's been going on at Manchester City for a long time. It is obviously quite clear that you have been cheating, you have been overinflating the books, you have been essentially laundering money by moving money from one entity to another. It's an absolute disgrace. So there you go. We've missed a couple of super chats. Sorry about that, guys. Let me check this out. Why buy United merch when you can buy Piggy merch? That's a great shout, Kate Cadet. You're absolutely spot on. By the way, you can't buy Piggy merch at the moment because the website's not up. So, you know, but, you know, you can do soon. Don't worry, I'll get that sorted out. Good shout. Nice plug there, Kate Cadet, lad. Greg L, thanks for being a member, 31 months. Says, hope to see you streaming the new FIFA. I definitely will be, Greg. Don't worry about that, mate. It's coming out in a couple of weeks' time, isn't it? Right about, I don't know, the 22nd. I think we can get the earliest access to it. I'll definitely be playing it, mate, so don't worry about that, lad. Oh, yes, and I will also be getting on it before the new game comes out, just to familiarise myself with it and get practicing a little bit as well on the old one. The Vootinator, thanks very much for the likes tally. We've got 202 likes on the stream. That's more like it, my friend. That's a real number right there. 200 likes already. Go on. That's lovely. Thank you, everyone, for dropping the thumbs up. That's awesome. I really do appreciate that. Nice one. Great stuff. Keep dropping the likes if you haven't. John says, Zane, Arsenal won't win the league. Man City will, says John. You know what, John? You're really starting to piss me off, bud. You know, this is a Manchester United channel, not a shitty channel, not a cheaty channel, mate. Nobody cares about Manchester cheaty around here, lad. You know, nobody cares, mate. And if you do win the league, like I say, you'll hopefully have it taken off of you at some point for being a complete cheating set of fucking losers, lad. Bunch of would-be playing in the championship fodder merchants if it wasn't for your fucking sugar daddy. Oh, my God. Craig Warby, thanks very much for that, bro. I appreciate that. What a legend. Also, we've got one that's come in here, guys. Who's this? Wait a second. John. Oh, fucking hell. John with another super chat says, Man City is blue, baby. We're winning the quadruple. Have you already sent that? I swear you already sent that earlier on, mate. Do you know what? Shut up, John. I'm just warning you now. If you keep coming in here, I don't care if you're paying £2 a pop, mate. If you keep coming in here and talk about bollocks about City, I'm just going to ignore you from now on, mate. Stop being a prat, lad. This is not about Manchester City. Literally everybody hates you guys around here. Not only just because you're rivals, but because you're absolute cheating scum. Even the neutrals hate you, mate. You could get a fan of Altrincham or a fan of Kettering Town or a fan of fucking Rushton and Diamonds. They're still going to say you're a bunch of cheating wankers, lad. You know what? Everybody hates you, man. Yeah, there you go. Zane says, why don't you play other games apart from FIFA, says Zane Miassi. Zane Miassi, I do play some games other than FIFA, mate. I play a couple of racing games, even have dabbled in the old Resident Evil recently. You know that yourself, mate. You know, I had a bit going on, lad. I don't know if you realise. I had a bit going on there, Zane Miassi, to be fanning around playing games, lad. You know what I'm saying? We can't all just sit at home on our fucking throne, going dining out at Salt-Based restaurant, lad, spending £1,000 on a meal. We can sitting there playing World of Warcraft in our pants all day long, Zane Miassi. You know what I'm saying, bud? You know what I'm saying? So, listen, you might be able to do that, lad, whilst you watch Avatar 2, Way of the Water for the 68th time, whilst fucking getting your fucking Warlock to level 69,000 in fucking whatever game you play these days, you fantasist. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be doing that. You understand? Ain't nobody got time for that, mate. I play a couple of games, and that's it. Okay? Thank you, Zane. John says, love you, Piggy Great Pants. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, less of the city scum, mate. Nobody wants to hear it, lad, honestly. I don't want to hear it. Nobody else wants to hear it. Thanks. Okay. Let me crack on, guys. Let me crack on now. So, I'm going to get onto the Cucurella stuff now. We'll come back to the Amrabat stuff in a bit, and if anything breaks throughout the show in regards to Amrabat updates, we'll give you the updates. But right now, I am going to get on with the Cucurella updates because that deal is very close. We're expecting that could be wrapped up, well, even tonight, but maybe tomorrow. We hear that finally is done also. So this is just a late replacement, obviously, for a very much an injured set of players that we've got over on that left side of defence. Luke Shaw's out for at least 6 weeks. Looks like Mr. Malassi is out for a similar amount of time. If anything happened to Dallo, we really would be up shit creek without a panel there. So we do need to get somebody in. Cucurella is a great fit for us right now because he's available. He's got Premier League experience. He's sort of out of the team over there at Chelsea. And he is a good player, though, based on his season before at Brighton. So he actually does make a bit of sense to come in, challenge for a first-team place in the side, even when players are fit and available. But certainly for now, gives us that cover and an ability to play a decent experienced left-back with Premier League experience. So I like it. I do think it's a good deal, good offer that we have put in. Should be around about £4 or £5 million for a season-long loan with an option to buy by the looks of it. So let me give you all the information we've got on the Cucurella situation. So Fabrizio has reported that the deal has advanced. He's reported that the deal has advanced. He said the deal is very, very advanced between Manchester United and Chelsea. They still have to clarify some things in terms of a loan fee and salary coverage. I'd imagine we'd probably be paying the entirety of his salary. And the loan fee is believed to be about £4 or £5 million at this stage. Obviously, we don't know that for sure, but just due to the fact that they originally wanted about £7 million for an upfront fee, and we only bid just over £2 million, it's expected to be somewhere in the middle there. It's very advanced at the moment, guys. That's what we've got from various different outlets suggesting that is the case. Obviously, the biggest one being Fab. Here's a report that says Cucurella to United is very, very advanced. The club still have to clarify some things. That's the one via Fab also, which is obviously big news, good news for us. I mean, there's even some talks that this guy could be ready and available to come in and play against Arsenal. You know, I think that's a bit wishful thinking, to be fair, but Lawrence Julian reporting that United's idea is for Marc Cucurella to be available to face Arsenal on Sunday. Let's get a yes or no in the live chat. Do you think that will happen, guys? Yes or no? I mean, it's Thursday now, or no, it's nearly Thursday now, so give it an hour and it's Thursday. I mean, I guess we could do it. I guess he could come in and play. But did he get involved and play tonight, guys? I think somebody said that he did, right? So if he was playing tonight for Chelsea Scummers, was he playing tonight for Chelsea Scummers? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But if he was, then, you know, I don't know if he could be available. But I guess he could. I guess he could. He did, says Mounts. Okay, then. Yes, says Mark. Okay. Well, if he did, then I don't know if he'll be fit and available, ready to play for us on Sunday. But let's hope so. Maybe it does make more sense to go with somebody like Diogo Dalot at left back. I think maybe Cucurella's coming in to be a left back for us after this game at the weekend. And also it gives Dalot the ability to play backup right back for us and backup left back for us until Luke Shaw is available. So I do think it's not the most likely, but it's probably 50-50 at this moment in time. We'll see. We'll see. It might happen, guys. It could materialise. John says he gave away the pen piggy. Back out the deal, says John. Goodness me. John, thank you very much for getting in there. Yeah, I haven't been watching it at all. I've had my sister and brother around tonight. We just sorted a bunch of stuff out at the house and everything. So haven't been able to keep up to date with what's going on in the football this evening. But that's gastastic, John, isn't it? Crikey. What's up there, Dave the Gamer? Hello to you, bro. You can't see Eric putting him straight in without training. Yeah, I agree, Hashing47. Maybe as a substitute. He may well bring him on, give him 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. Now, that I could see. But I honestly don't really see him starting the game, to be fair. But you never know. You never know. Okay, so, look, Cucurella, Sunday against Arsenal. It's kind of unlikely, but we'll see. The deal is advancing, and it's believed that a loan deal with an option to buy will be reached, an agreement that will be reached between the two sides in the coming sort of days, hours, 24 hours. It should be done and dusted there, guys. Get into my son. There's all the desire in the world for Cucurella to play for Manchester United. There's no concerns there. He wants to play for United. He's already agreed in principle to join Manchester United. It's just about United agreeing the finalisations with Chelsea. Scum. Once they've got that all wrapped up, he should be a United player this season, which is a bit of a shrewd move for us considering the injury issues we've got. I rate that side and I think it's pretty decent. Okay, let's talk about this for a second, guys. So yeah, Cucurella, deal looks imminent, loan deal for the season with an option to buy more than likely, looks pretty decent. Let's talk about this. So Gravenberch is a player that United have been linked to for a good while this summer. Looks like he's going to the Scousey guys. Get out. See you later on. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a look at this one. So the Scousers are doing some business for Gravenberch, it looks like at the moment. David Ornstein reporting that exclusive Liverpool in negotiations with Bayern Munich for the permanent signing of Ryan Gravenberch. Not guaranteed to happen, but the clubs have been discussing the price and if the finances are right, formal offer to follow. He wants to join LFC and Bayern would need to replace him. So, I wonder if maybe this could have some indicator for Scott McTominay's situation. I'm not overly bothered about Gravenberch. I would much rather Sofyan Amrabat out of the midfielders that we've been linked to so far. So, I'm not overly bothered about Gravenberch going to the Scousers, to be fair, guys. Cake says Gravenberch is shite anyway. I think he's a good young player. Ten Hag would have probably liked him just around the side for extra depth. In an ideal world, we'd have probably gone and got both of those midfielders in Sofyan Amrabat and Gravenberch. But I'm not that bothered about it, to be honest. I agree with you. I think Sofyan Amrabat's better, isn't he? I think Sofyan Amrabat is better for us right now, more experienced, better technically. So I think Sofyan Amrabat is a better signing out of the two. So I'm not overly bothered about it. Good luck to him at the Scousers. Let's hope that he's shite. Zamiasi's got in with another super chat. He comments, can you imagine if Maguire gets a wig like Cucurella? How dare you call him Cucurella, mate? How dare you call him a cuck? You know what I'm saying? Zamiasi, if anything, you're the cuck around here, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? You're the sort of guy who, you know, goes home at night, right? And you go to the pub, you go to Salt Bay's restaurant, you have a few glasses of champagne, right? And you probably spend, I don't know, an hour talking to some Manchester United fan that you run into, who you want to see try and, you know, make love to your wife for a certain amount of money that night, mate, while you stand in the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's the sort of guy you are, Zamiasi, lad. Everybody knows you're a closet Manchester United fan. But you don't have it in you to be a true Manchester United fan, so you have to go and pay Manchester United fans to go and knob your wife, mate. Listen, I know exactly what's going on with you, bud. I know exactly what's going on with you. You're trying to divert here, aren't you? You're diverting. That's what you're doing. You're taking away the cuck vibes from yourself by insinuating that someone else is a cuck. But we all know you're the cuck around here, mate. Hashtag cuckolder. That's right. Zamiasi says, can you imagine if Maguire gets a wig like Cucurella? Oh, I bet you'd like to imagine that, wouldn't you? I bet you'd like to imagine that, Zamiasi, wouldn't you, bud? Oh, yeah. I bet that really gets your engine revved up, doesn't it, man? Imagining Slabby Maguire wearing a wig like Cucurella's, yeah, you see? Yeah, maybe you should give him a call, mate, see if he wants to come round yours and hang out with you and your wife. Yeah? That's right, I said it. Slabby Maguire going to town, lad. What? Yeah, that's your fault for bringing it up, lad. He says, so Ten Hag gets confused and picks Slabhead instead. No, that's not going to happen, Zamiasi, mate. We don't want that, bud. Nobody's that blind. I mean, even if Slabby Maguire literally had a face transplant, like in that movie Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, even if he had the old Face Off treatment, lad, you'd still be able to tell it was Slabby Maguire. He looks nothing like Cucurella in terms of build, and also he would be found out in training. As soon as you see him fall over his own feet in training and score an own goal, you'd realise that even that guy with Cucurella's face is Slabby Maguire. So it wouldn't work, mate. It wouldn't work. You've not thought this through, but it wouldn't work, pal. Conchi says, for fuck's sake, pig. I don't know. Listen, we don't call our players cucks, yeah. You call our players cucks, and you see what happens, mate. You've unleashed the demon in me, Zamiasi, mate. You don't want me to talk like this, mate. Well, you don't call our players cucks, then, bird, huh? Thank you, Kyle Smith, for your super chat. He says, breaking news: Cucurella is Fellaini's son. Fellaini's younger brother might have made a bit of sense, lad. You know, Fellaini's not that old, but hey, fair play to you. He does look like a bit of a mini Fellaini. It's the hair, isn't it? It's the hair. And also, facially looks a little bit like him, I suppose. Good shout, Carl Smith. You know, that's a decent comment right there, bud. Thank you, GT United, mate. Appreciate that. Right, anyway, right, okay. It's all banter. It's all banter, you know. It was just banter. Richard Keys vibes. It was just banter. Okay, guys, listen, let me move on to the latest news. But yes, Graven Birch to Liverpool, potentially. Who gives a shit, mate? Do you know what's funny? He's got the perfect names for Scousers, doesn't he? It just sounds like it, like, you're right, mate, have you seen our new sign, Ryan Gravenberch? You know, I can just imagine the Scousers saying that name. Proper Scouse. You know what I'm saying? Gravenberch. You know what I mean? It's perfect. Hey, mate, I need to go to work. When I get home from work, I'm going to watch Liverpool with our new signing, Ryan Gravenberch. You know what I mean? It's the most Scousey-airy sort of name going there. I don't know, it just fits. It just fits, guys. Anyway, right, okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Super chat from Chris Koo. Chris Koo, thank you for the £5 super chat here, my son. He says, eating scampi and lemon knickknacks, those are good. Those are really good. While watching Pig, hell yeah, life's good. My fingers stink. You're welcome, Pig. I hope that's due to the scampi and lemon knickknacks and not anything else you've been up to there, Chris Koo, lad. You haven't been round Zayn Miasi's house by any chance, have you? Oh, dear. Sometimes I even amaze myself. Chris Koo, thank you very much for that super chat there. I appreciate you. Very much indeed. I hope that's from the scampi and lemon knickknacks, my friend. I really do. That does sound pretty good, though. Thank you, Chris Koo. Luan France, thank you so much. Says, hello, how are you doing, Luan? Says, hello. 434 watching, 244 likes. Please hit the button, peeps. Thank you so much, Luan. Yes, please do. Drop a thumbs up and it'll help us get to 300. Thank you so much. Get in there. Hope you're good tonight, Luan. Tommy Boyle, the darts maestro himself. Check out Tommy Boyle's channel on YouTube, man. This guy's an absolute hero. He says, talk is Hoyland could be fit for the arses. Let's hope so. Tommy Boyle, let's hope so, mate. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, we'll see. I mean, I've heard some speculative rumours saying that it could be out longer. I hope that he is fit and available for the Arsenal Hollands as well, lad, and we can just unleash the beast upon them, and they won't be ready for it. Hopefully he can cut them up and score some goals and finish some chances. I mean, we've looked at some of the statistics of United, like in the last game against Spurs, the game against Spurs, where we had a lot of good chances in the first half. If we'd have taken them, we could have won that game. I was looking at Bruno Fernandes' stats so far in the Premier League this season. His stats make for very impressive reading. He should have had a lot more assists than he actually has had so far this season due to the amount of great chances that he's created, but unfortunately he doesn't have teammates that can finish him off. So let's hope that this Rasmus Højlund guy is that man, and he is back ready for that game, mate. 100%. 100%. John says, will you have a meltdown if Arsenal Hollands beat you, says John? Yeah, I mean, I guess so, John. It's not going to be nice to lose to the Arsenalans, mate. Of course, I won't be happy with that. Are you going to have a meltdown when you get all of your bullshit, fake, cheaty titles taken away from you, John, lad? Are you going to cry? Are you going to cry, mate? I don't know. I hope so. John, thank you very much for getting in there. Scampy joke was class. Thank you, Jarvis Cocker. Well, you know. Zamiassi's in here talking guff earlier on. And, you know, calling Cucurella Cucurella. How dare he? Thank you, Nut, for the super chat. It's all going off. We got 50 knock here from the main man, Nut. Nut, I am your father. He comments, Scousers don't work. They collect benefits, but good accent. You got me there, mate. You got me there, bro. I said, mate, after I finish work, I'm going to go home and watch Liverpool on the old telly box, mate, and watch Gravenberch. That's true, you're right. It should have been, hey, mate, once I'm going down the DSS, mate, and collecting me fucking gyro, la, I'm going to go home and fucking watch Gravenberch, mate. Actually, I've got that wrong as well, mate, to be honest. It should be this. Hey, mate, when I've got to collect me fucking gyro, la, I'm going to go out to the fucking dumpster behind Dixon's and watch the fucking game, la. You know what I'm saying? That's what it should have been. Nut, thank you so much. Obviously, that's not true because Dixon's is defunct these days. But you know what I mean? Any electrical store will do. Oh, goodness me. We're having a laugh tonight, guys. Thanks for getting in. When there's something strange in your neighbourhood, who are you going to call? Scouse Busters. Calm down. It's just a rat, mate. Don't worry, it's not a ghost, it's just a rat. Hey, nice one, Scouse Busters. Love that name, mate. Welcome in. Okay, guys, let me cover the rest of the news that we've got this evening, folks. I've got to cover the rest of the news here. Galatasaray approached Donny van der Beek. That's a report that's come out tonight. Let's pop this up on screen very quickly here. Laurie Whitwell suggests this. Galatasaray have made an approach to Manchester United for Donny van der Beek. Lorient have also registered interest, but the talks with Galatasaray are more advanced now. That would be nice, wouldn't it, if we could somehow sell Donny van der Beek before the end of this transfer window as well. Maybe that would increase the likelihood we could bring somebody in and maybe do a bit of business on the outgoings there. Look, we're trying to bring in Sofian Amrabat. He's a good midfield replacement for somebody like Donny van der Beek. Try and get rid of him. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Hey, MUFC Realist TV, get in there, my son. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. He says, good evening, neighbour. It's Unai Emery's brother. Good evening. Says, what's cooking in Piggy's kitchen? Are we frying some bacon? That would be cannibalism there, my friend. That would be cannibalism, no. I stick to beef burgers. I actually did have a beef burger for dinner tonight, fried as well. It's the sort of guy that I am. But no, I mean, yeah, bacon's always cooking around this gaff, mate, to be fair. I love a bit of bacon. Sausages, bacon, it's the best. We're cooking with gas right now, MFC Realist TV. We're on one. We're absolutely on one tonight, and it's a fun stream tonight. I'm starting to feel a little bit more positive. The fact that we may bring in Sofian Amrabat, and it looks like this Cucurella deal is going to help us as well with our injury crises we've got currently at the moment. So, yeah, things are looking up, I suppose. It's still nowhere near good enough, is it? We need to bring in another centre-back like a Jean-Claire Todibo, a forward player, maybe a Leonardo, just some other players in those positions to give us better options. Another midfielder would also be nice, especially if Donny's going. Well, I can't see it happening. I think we'll probably just end up bringing in, Bay and getting Sofian Amrabat and then ending up with Cucurella on loan. Thank you, Savage. I appreciate that. Thank you for that, by the way. Let's get some super chat emojis in there for MUFC Realist TV. Much love to you. Hope you're good tonight. Thank you for getting in the bacon box. I don't know. I've never said that before, but let's go with it. 0793. Thank you very much for getting in. How are you doing tonight as well? Loan Amrabat and Cucurella and imagine loan Veggie again. That would cap it off. Oh, goodness me. Don't even go there. It's been a great show, prod by Palmarius, my son. Okay, let me crack on with the rest of the news. So, also, in regards to Amrabat, I forgot to mention this, actually. There's some stats that have come out from Amrabat here. I'll have to pop this picture over here because it doesn't actually show you the number that he's at in these stats. But I'll just pop them up in the bottom right-hand corner there, guys. You can see statistically here, Sofian Amrabat's rank at Fiorentina last season, passes completed, 1,323, right? And that puts him second in their side. Passes received, 1,196, second in their side out of any player. Touches in the middle, third, 1,106, first in his team. Ball carries, 1054, second in his team. Progressive passes, 176. That's a big one. That's passes that have progressed play up the pitch. Number one in his team for progressive passes. Passes into the final third. That's another big one. Passes up the pitch, progressing the play for his team. Number 1 in his team, 158 passes. Ball recoveries, very important as well. Winning the ball back for your side. Winning the ball back in midfield. Number 1 in his side. The best in Fiorentina's side for ball recoveries. And dribble success, even in the old dribbling department, the second best in his team at Fiorentina. Second best dribble success in Fiorentina's side last season. What a beast! Sounds like an absolute baller statistics-wise for what we need. You're talking about deep-line playmaker here. Obviously, somebody that can pass the ball around, get us the play going up the pitch, progress the play. Great long forward passes, great short forward passes, great passes in general, and combative as well, as we've mentioned. Winning the ball back. Look at that. Ball recoveries. Ball recoveries. First in Fiorentina's team last season. Very impressive. Very impressive stats. If we can get him to do that sort of level of performances over in the Premier League, we'll be loving it, won't we? Let's hope he has that sort of an impact at the football club. Anyway, also, Paul Merson's been talking about him. Paul Merson, yeah, you know that guy, Paul Merson. Yeah, that's right, the cokehead who gambled his whole life away. Yeah, that one. You shouldn't joke. You shouldn't joke. But anyway, I'm just saying, I know it's a problem. It's a problem. I'm only joking. But you shouldn't obviously take what Paul Merson says to mean anything, really, at all. Should you? It shouldn't mean jack shit. But listen, he said something here which actually means something. It's actually legitimate. Let's have a look at what he said. Paul Merson on Sofian Amrabat. He's a good player. I think he's got the better of Declan Rice in the Conference League final. I'm a big, big fan of him. I'm shocked nobody else has come in for him already. He will hold everything together for Manchester United. You what? A fair play to you, Merson, lad. Love it. No respect. I mean, don't often listen to sort of what he says. I mean, I don't think he's a bad dude or anything, but in terms of his footballing take, usually he sounds like he's been smoking the pipe. But on this occasion, I have to agree with him. You know, he's right. He says that this guy's a great player and he'll hold everything together for Manchester United. He's usually very critical and negative about any player that United's signing, or in regards to Manchester United in general. But I feel like, you know, on this occasion, he is doing the right thing by saying the truth, which is actually the truth, and that's what it actually means. He's a good player. He's going to be good for us. He'll hold it all together for Manchester United, and I think it's true. Oh, yes. Just to go back over to Gravenberch, I forgot to mention this very quickly, guys. Florian Plettenberg reporting a little bit more update on the Gravenberch situation. We mentioned, obviously, from via David Ornstein that Liverpool had made contact there and were in the process of trying to thrash out a deal with Bayern München for Gravenberch. Florian Plettenberg said this. Feeling is that FC Bayern demands around €30 million for Ryan Gravenberch. Negotiations between the two clubs ongoing. Liverpool definitely wants him. No total agreement between LFC and Gravenberch yet. Talks will proceed as soon as the clubs have an agreement. Gravenberch has made it clear that he wants to leave FC Bayern now, waiting for the final green light. So, yeah, there you go, guys. It does look like Gravenberch may well be on his way to Liverpool if there's no challenge from us to sign him. Given the choice, I would rather Sofian Amrabat every single day of the week. I'll ask the live chat for fun. Who would you have rather assigned out of those two players, Gravenberch or Sofian Amrabat? Because these were two midfielders that we were discussing the possibilities of bringing in. I guess in an ideal world, we would have got both of them, maybe sold Scotty McTominay or Donny, already got rid of Fred and maybe got both of them. But certainly out of the choice of them, we can see here the live chat, Amrabat, Gravenberch. Both, says Savage. Amrabat, Gravenberch, Amrabat. We need him more, says Massey. 100% agree. King Boomy says Amrabat. Simon's going Amrabat. Gravenberch looks better, says John. Spoken like a true city cheater. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Gravenberch is younger, less experienced, has that Ten Hag connection in the vibe in the past, but Amrabat says Tommy, Cake says Amrabat. I think Amrabat's the better choice out of all of them because he, like Merson said, he's going to hold the team together there with his statistics. If you look at his stats in the bottom right-hand corner, very, very impressive stats. Just a couple more things we're going to discuss now. Then we will get back into a rundown of what we discussed in this video and get into a Q&A with the live chat. So do stick around, guys. Keep smashing the likes. Help us get to 300 likes on the show tonight. That'd be amazing. Also, keep smashing the subscribe button. We're creeping up. We're on our way to 74,000 subs. Make sure you subscribe. We're on here daily with the United news in a no bullshit manner. We cover all the latest United news every single afternoon and evening and cover all the breaking news as well and all the watch-alongs and that kind of stuff. So get involved. Make sure you subscribe. It's free to subscribe and free to like. Also, give us a share on social media. Link to the top of the live chat. You can retweet the Twitter link. Nice one. Right then. So, Pavard to Inter's done. Just wanted to talk about that for a second. It doesn't matter for us really, but it is a link of a player that we were linked with. He has now got that deal, that move with Inter Milan. So Fab said official confirmed Benjamin Pavard, new Inter player on a €30 million plus €2 million add-on deal from Bayern. We are really cheap wankers, aren't we? We could have gone and got him earlier on. We couldn't sell Slabby Maguire. Us and our ability to bring in a defensive-minded player was basically down to us being able to move on Harry Maguire. The guy's got 2 Billy Big Bollocks and he doesn't want to leave the football club, and he wants a massive payday to leave the football club, and he thinks he's obviously capable of getting in United side. Maybe he's right, because we've got the injury-prone Rafael Varane there in the side, and perhaps Slabby will play a bit part in this squad. But he's a disgrace and a nonsense for staying here when he had the opportunity to go and play regular football and be a big part of West Ham's team. But he got too greedy. This has meant that we weren't able to go and get Pavard or Jean-Claire Todibo or another defender, and that has stitched us right up. So I agree, Kate Cadet. He says that's Slabby's fault there. I agree with you. I think we should blame Slabby Maguire for this inability to get a defender in. If we could have sold Slabby Maguire, then that would have generated us a lot of cash. It would have also taken £200,000 a week off of the books potentially, which is a big saving, which means that we've actually got a bit of room for manoeuvre there to bring in a player. But you can't really expect us to go and get another defender when we've already got Slabbo Slabbington sat at the back there on 200k a week, stinking up the place, collecting his paycheck and doing nothing. So I understand it. He's the reason we haven't strengthened in that defensive position. So there you go. He's gone to Inter anyway. Absolutely disgraceful. Plettenberg also reporting this about Scott McTominay to Bayern. I suppose if Gravenberch goes to Liverpool from Bayern, it does increase the likelihood that they might come knocking for Scott McTominay. We heard that Tuchel's an admirer and has interest in the guy. But at the same time, folks, who knows if it's really that legitimate? Look at this. So this is a report from Florian Plettenberg that just reports that Scott McTominay is not and has never really been a serious transfer target for Bayern Munich. I can understand if that's true, because why would they want Scott McTominay, who's pretty bang average, and he's expensive as well. He's not even cheap as chips. If he was cheap, if he was 20 mil, maybe they just get him if they can sell Gravenberch and just go and get Scotty McTominay. But it's understood that United are looking for £35 to £45 million for Scott McTominay. So he's not a cheap deal. He's not a good transfer target for them or anybody else really, which is why West Ham decided that 30 million was a good offer. They were not prepared to pay more than that, and they went and bought Ward-Prowse for 30 million instead. So I don't really think that Scott McTominay is going anywhere, guys. Do you think we'll keep or sell Scott McTominay? Let us know in the chat. Get your thoughts in. Will we keep or sell Scotty McShotty McColostomy Bag McTominay? I think we're stuck with him. How can we possibly sell him now? If we do sell him, it might be for less than what we were able to get from West Ham. We should have sold him then. Keep says Stephanie and Kingslayer. Keep says Ryan and Gungshi. Vincent says keep. Batman says keep. Ryo TBH says keep. Mike and Arcadian and Tommy Boyle and Gattuso. Everybody thinks we're going to keep him, basically. Exactly, Danny B. Nobody's paying 30 million for him, are they? So frustrating that we actually had that £30 million sat there in the palm of our hands. We could have had that 30 million to go and get a new player. Instead, we got too greedy from United there with that deal. Luan says keep Scotty, love him. You what, Luan France? He's a nice enough lad. Don't get me wrong. He's a nice guy. He puts his heart into it. You know, he tries. He's a combative player, but he's shite. He's technically guff. He's the midfield Slabbo Maguire. He's absolutely awful. So I would have liked to have had 30 million smackaroonies instead of Scott McTominay. But hey, look, we probably wouldn't have gone and invested and bought another player anyway, knowing Manchester United. So we'll see. I mean, he will play a backup role, I guess, for us this season if he stays. Right now, it doesn't really look like he will go anywhere because he's just not good value for any teams. He's too expensive. On another player that we could sell still between now and the end of the window, or loan out, very unlikely, again, because who's going to want him, but very unlikely. But here's a report here. Take this with a massive pinch of salt about Mason Greenwood and this Besiktas link. There is a report here that suggests that Besiktas want to sign Mason Greenwood on a 6-month loan with a view to a longer-term deal if things go well. So what does that mean if things go well? I mean, they know what sort of a quality player. What does things go well? What if they don't get PR backlash? If he hasn't punched a woman in the face? If he hasn't, done any other dodgy stuff in that 6 months, they might give him another fucking loan deal. What does that mean? Get him for the fucking season. Buy him permanently. Get rid of this guy. You know what I'm saying? So Besiktas want to sign Mason Greenwood on a 6-month loan with a view to a longer-term deal if things go well. What does that really mean? If he doesn't get booed, yeah, I guess madhouse. So if they don't get too much of a horrendous backlash from their fan base and their media over there in Turkey, then they might be interested in taking him for longer. What sort of bullshit is that from Besiktas? Either be committed to this deal, either try and go and get this guy, or don't bother. You're going to get backlash and it's going to be a PR shitstorm the moment you get him, whoever signs him. It really will. You might as well ride that shitstorm, and then after a while, people will forget about it. People have short memories, and after a while, you know, it'll be on to the next fucking dodgy bastard that they start abusing. So after a while, if he just gets his head down, goes there, plays football, surely they would rather get him for a 3 or 4 year deal. That way they're getting an absolute class youngster who would probably be the league's best player. Let's be honest. So Mason Greenwood should just go. It's not down to him, though. It's down to teams actually putting a bid in for him. I'll ask the chat on Mason's scenario as well. Do you think Mason Greenwood will be sold, or will be loaned, or will stay? Let's get a little cheeky little stay, loan, or sell in the live chat very quickly. I don't know. I think he might be staying, guys. Who's going to go in for him and actually bid for him? I think he's pretty much unsaleable at this moment in time. Maybe we can drum up some sort of loan deal, I suppose, for the guy. Perhaps he could be sold. We should sell him to get the cash and reinvest it. But chances are we probably won't be able to. Just difficult. There's nobody really queuing up to sign Mason Greenwood at the moment. We've only really heard about this Besiktas loan. Loan, says Madhouse. Sell, says Duncan. Loan, says Batman. Contract terminated, says Vincent. There's no value in doing that for United. We might as well get 20 or 30 million quid for the guy. Loan, says Stephen. United says loaned. Yeah, he's obviously going from United. Yeah, we've already confirmed this. He's definitely not going to be staying. When I mean stay or keep, I mean we won't be able to sell him or loan him, so we have to keep hold of him in order to sell him in another window, which might happen. Surely we're not just going to terminate this guy and lose all the money that we could possibly get for him. Surely that's not going to happen. Bin him, loan, might go in January, says Travis. Yeah, that's it. So if you can't sell him or loan him in this summer transfer window, surely you might be able to sell him or loan him at a later stage. Sell, says Sing Games. Yeah, there you go. Greenwood will get the golden handshake. I'm not so sure, bud. I'm not so sure. Heard that if there's a sale of Mason Greenwood, the fans want the money to go to charity against violence against women. That's a good shout, Vincent Bullock. A proportion of that would be pretty decent, lad. I like it. Good shout. Could definitely use it for worse things, couldn't you? Like buying Harry Maguire or something. But I would like to think that we'd spend money that we generate on Mason on a player as well to replace him, a forward player, a number 9, which we desperately need. But that does sound pretty nice, mate. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, though. I can't imagine the Glazers shithouses doing that at all, to be fair. But that would be really cool. That would be a nice gesture from the football club. But could you imagine the Glazers shithouses giving like 30 mil to a charity? That would never happen, would it? They'd probably end up giving like 2% to the charity and then go and assign, I don't know, looking Carlton Palmer's son or something for shitloads of cash. Right, one more thing to discuss. Hannibal Mejbri. Looks like there may well be a loan deal on the table for this guy before the end of the window. Laurie Whitwell says that Hannibal Mejbri might leave Manchester United on loan before the deadline. So if we've got Sofian Amrabat coming in, if Scott McTominay's not going anywhere, we've got quite a lot of options in there. I suppose maybe it makes sense to loan him out. What would you do, guys? Keep or loan Mr. Hannibal Mejbri? We've got too many people if Cucurella comes in with afros, so maybe that's what it's all about. Like, I don't know. I would say we just try and assemble the afro side. Let's get Marouane Fellaini back in the team. Let's do it. Let's get Dante. Let's go and get some afro players in here. That'd be awesome. Some players with some awesome afros. I would love it. The hairdo, it's an awesome hairdo. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Keep, says Jimmy. Loan. Keep. Loan. Love it. Loan. I know, Alta. Yeah, we should be bringing in that Leonardo guy. It's a punt. It's not an expensive punt in this current climate. It'd be a good punt. I think he would probably be a decent player to give us good depth, but we haven't done it, have we? You've heard Strange Ways need a new striker. Goodness me. I hear there's a bit of competition from Wormwood Scrubs United, my son. That's what I've heard. And Parkhurst Rovers. Keep, but he needs minutes. Yeah, good shout, Vincent. I might get signed if I done my hair like that. That's a great shout. That's a good idea, Stephanie. I've always constantly pulling shit out of my plugs, mate. That sounded a bit wrong, didn't it? But my bath plug, mate.
Get in there, my son.
Luan France, get in there. Thank you for subscribing, Anthony Okodua. Thank you so much, Anthony. Yes, guys, get in there. We're creeping up with the subscribers. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Keep subscribing. You do need to be subscribed to chat. Get yourself involved and have your say. Right, guys, that's basically the latest United news. I'm going to do a rundown. There's 411 people in here. Some of you are bound to just be getting in here. I'm going to do a quick 2-minute rundown of everything we've discussed in this video. Then I'm going to get into the live chat for a little while for a bit of a Q&A, and I will also shout out everyone who retweeted the show at the top of the live chat. There is the link. Thank you, everybody. So let's discuss it. The first bit of news of the show tonight, we were talking about Amrabat's deal. Looks like we are now preparing a bid formally for Sofyan Amrabat. Always been a top target, says Fabrizio Romano. There's no loan proposal sent to Fiorentina as of yet, just informal talks. Fiorentina could be open to a loan, but with an obligation to buy based on conditions. Sofyan is waiting for the Man United move since June. So we talked about whether or not it'll be permanent, whether or not it'll be a season-long loan with an option to buy, whether or not it'll be a season-long loan with an obligation to buy. It seems like Fiorentina don't want to do a deal that doesn't involve him going permanently, whether that's now or next summer. It does seem like it will be a loan deal at this stage. Maybe not. Perhaps it will end up being a permanent transfer if Manchester United actually do want to pay the money for him. If we can maybe move on a player, we should have already been able to raise the money from the players we've moved on, to be fair. Fred and Henderson, etc. But at the moment, it does look like we are working on a loan deal. Maybe this is just to make Fiorentina more likely to want to sell him permanently for a little bit less money than what they're asking. That is also a possibility, that we're threatening the loan and that they could be stuck with a player that doesn't actually want to be there. So from that regard, we'll have to wait and see. Yes, there may be discussions of a loan move right now, but I still think there's chance for a permanent move going on here. Obviously, Ornstein broke this news yesterday that Man United were sort of going, or earlier on, he says that we're working on a deal to sign Sofyan Amrabat. United hope to take Amrabat on a loan rather than a permanent deal due to FFP regulations. What a load of old guff. And we heard from Gianluca Di Marzio over in Italia that there was obviously a rejection going on there from Fiorentina for the idea of a loan. But of course, you've got to take these reports with a pinch of salt. But Man United's initial loan bid for Sofyan Amrabat apparently turned down. The two clubs are set to continue talks for the Friday deadline, right? And some of the reports that come out, I don't know if they're legit, to be honest, but from The Athletic reporting that there was a loan deal on the table for Manchester United, which was such a small loan deal that obviously Fiorentina rejected it. Here's some terms here. I personally don't think it's true, because obviously you're talking about a pittance of money here involved, and it would just be so insulting, to be able to do that deal for a couple of million up front, or even $1 million up front. So I personally don't think it is absolutely legit. In regards to the other news we've got, okay, maybe we're looking at getting a loan deal with an obligation to buy. That kind of makes the most sense, I suppose. Nice one. Yep, Fiorentina are willing to consider a loan deal for Sofyan Amrabat with Manchester United as talk continue, but want an obligation to buy included. Get in there, my son. Let me just cover the rest of it. Cucurella now. So Cucurella is obviously very advanced. For anybody who missed the start of this show where we talk about Cucurella, that's expected to be done very, very soon. The deal is very, very advanced between United and Chelsea. They still have to clarify some things in terms of a loan fee and salary coverage. So looks like that's going to happen, guys. I think that's a good signing due to all the injury issues that we've got. Get in there, my son. And all reports suggest that it is very advanced. Even some reports suggesting that he could be fit and ready to play for Manchester United in some capacity, whether it's on the bench or starting the game on Sunday against the Arsenalans. Don't think that is realistic, but you never know. Also, the other bits and bobs of news, guys. Galatasaray interested in Donny van de Beek. They've approached Donny. Could we see him sold before the end of the window? Let's hope so. And it does seem like Manchester United are pushing for Donny van de Beek to leave as well. Multiple offers now received, and the club are reportedly pushing to try and get him gone. Great stuff. Gravenberch is wanted by Liverpool. They've now begun negotiations and discussions with Bayern München, as per David Ornstein here, who says that they are in for him. Other reports suggest that it's around about 30 million euros is what's expected for them to go and buy Gravenberch, who was obviously a Manchester United target. But due to us going in for Sofyan Amrabat, it's unrealistic we'll get both. Gravenberch to Liverpool looks the most likely now. Have fun at the Scousey Aries, you melter. And then also, Pavard has been a done deal now. It's been confirmed as a done deal to Inter Milan. He's a target for us that has fallen by the wayside. That's not happening. Florian Plettenberg reporting that Scott McTominay to Bayern is not all that advanced at all, and maybe there's never really been a serious transfer target for Bayern Munich there. But obviously with Gravenberch being sold, I guess things could change there. And then finally, we saw some reports that Besiktas were maybe interested in taking Mason Greenwood on a short loan. Sounds not that realistic to me, to be honest with you, but we'll see. And then also Mejbri, possible loan deal could be the case as well. That's basically the latest transfer news, guys. I'm going to get into the live chat now, see what you legends are saying, and I'm also going to pop over to Twitter very quickly and have a look at the how many people have retweeted us. The link's at the top of the chat, guys. Thanks to everyone who's retweeted the show. Let me go over there. We've had 27 retweets, guys. Come on. Big love to Guyam Legend. Thank you so much there for retweeting the show, mate, by quote tweeting us. Nice one. Also, Stephen Braun, Wizzy Key, Transfers _UTD, The Goat, Richard Wisterpeck, Sanjay Ramatar. Get in there, my son. United Mark, Boomy, J United and Gaming, Thugger 007, Francois Cock, Jason Jackson, Tommy Boyle 71, John Boy Cat again there, Mr. Sims, Ryan Burberspin 9, Vincent Bullock, MUFC Brummy Reds, Raj, Aaron Homeyard, Tiger Woods, Feline Fur, Jarvis Cocker, The Butcher of Manchester, G-Dad Gamer, Luan France, and SQ United. Get in there, you legends. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you for sharing the channel out there, guys, on the Twitter. That's very, very kind. Ansu Fati to Brighton. Here we go. Crikey, Brighton. That's a heck of a signing for them. It's a loan deal until June 2024. Main part of salary covered. That's a heck of a bit of business from Brighton there, guys. Crikey. So Fab confirmed that 49 minutes ago. Just seen that. Wowzers. That's interesting, isn't it? We smashed 300 likes tonight, guys. Go on. Let's go. Come on. Oh, yes. Tactician Tom says they keep saying for me to storm in. Come in for a bit then, mate. Let's be having you. We're going to try and do a show tomorrow as well, a proper show in the afternoon, like a podcast or something with my brother. But yeah, come on, get in here, my friend. Get in here. But you're going to be uncomfortable because this stool next to us is hard as nails and it is really high. And so you're going to have to be like bent over here, mate. Hey, Josh Lee, thanks very much for getting in here with your highlighted member comment. Josh Lee, come on. Let's go. Josh Lee says, getting bored of this club being poor. Hashtag Glazers out. Josh Lee, thanks for being a member, 25 months. Just come in the room, mate. What are you doing banging? The door's open, mate. Oh, shit. Hang on, wait. I'm going to take the green to right now open. Okay, nice. Oh, shit.
I am so tired.
Right, yeah, you and me both. I'm going to have to move over here. Right, my brother's just popped in for a second. Say hello to my brother, everybody.
I had a few adult beverages last night, and I am tired.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. You can't see me. It's probably for the best. I don't know. To be honest.
Why don't you just, like, kneel down a bit?
That's right. Live stream arm wrestle.
I'm not doing that, mate.
Okay. I mean,
well, you can't do an arm wrestle in the air.
okay.
That'd be ridiculous.
Have you ever seen Predator?
That's not an arm wrestle, though.
That is. That's
not an arm wrestle.
What's
What?
his name?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Come on, Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed.
But no, we're not having that.
What's his name in Happy Gilmore?
Chubbs. Chubbs something. What a legend. It's all in the hips. Dante, how are you tonight, mate? Says Joe Piglets and our dear leader. Who we get in the energy? You what? the energy cup. Was it Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal
Right,
Palace.
we're home.
Crystal Palace, we're home.
Yeah.
We're home in the energy cup. I like what you're saying. Yeah. Crystal Palace, we're home.
I'll be on tomorrow. I don't want to show my tiredness right now.
Go on, show yourself.
I'm jet lagged.
Show yourself.
I'm jet lagged. From days before. I can't even get in there.
No, we need to bring a proper chair in. There he is, right there. That's my brother. Thank you, Bear Shark Hybrid. Says looking well, pig. Thank you very much. Nice. Anyway, yeah, so my brother's over from America at the moment. He's come back for a wedding. Not really come back to see me, have you?
No. You're the least of my priorities.
Come back for a wedding. So he's here for a few days still. So yeah, we're going to do a show tomorrow. Hopefully if he doesn't bottle it. If he doesn't bottle it.
You bottle golf?
Well, I didn't bottle golf.
Chicken out, mate.
You're the one who's had too many adult beverages last night and we're bottled, mate. And we're buckling. Hungover.
I was ready to play.
You were hungover. You weren't ready to play.
I was
looking up golf courses and everything.
So ready to
Guess
play.
what? You decided you want to lay down for several hours instead, feeling like death.
Nah.
Facts. I didn't chicken out of golf.
Nothing, you know.
I didn't chicken out of golf. I was ready to go out there,
Let me tell you
do
this.
my Roy McIlroy impression. Not Rory, no.
Right.
Roy McIlroy, the guy, Kevin Costner from Tin Cup, do my impression and do bits.
Didn't I absolutely destroy you the last time we played?
Well, no.
Yes, I did.
Well,
Five
you
shots.
you won. Okay, five
Five
shots.
shots.
Is that absolute destroying? I don't know. I
think
mean,
so.
I didn't take you seriously
Think it is.
last time. I literally
Well,
didn't take you
I
seriously
haven't
last
played
time.
golf in 20
I
years.
assumed all I had to do was just turn up and win.
Who won
It
at
was like
darts?
Man United versus MK Dons that
Who
time.
won at darts?
Whatever.
Four.
311 likes, guys. Nice one. Thanks to everyone who's hit the thumbs up. Please do hit the
Don't
likes if
say
you haven't done
golf
so.
Like it's manly because it ain't. Crikey, that's a bit harsh.
Craig Warby, lad. Wow, okay, fair enough. I mean, crikey. I mean,
Crikey.
yeah, I don't know if anybody's
Crikey.
really thinking golf's the most macho sport
No, I
ever.
mean, that
you
was
know,
it was a flex.
nobody's really
What I
suggesting
did
that.
when I
mate.
walked in was a flex, mate. That was a flex. 5 shots is a beatdown. Whatever smart person said that. I don't
Tommy Boy says, "Who's the hardest brother?"
know. Come on, Tommy. Do you have to really ask?
I mean,
Jeez.
he's old as fuck now, mate. To be honest, he would probably pull a hammy just trying to throw a punch, man. Like, no disrespect. I mean, he might outweigh me by 4 stone these days because I've been on a diet and he's a tubby individual. But I tell you what, I'd batter him, mate. I'd batter him. We still need a rematch for the Minnesota Screwjob. So true. That quiz was a fix.
There wasn't. I destroyed you like that. Like I did darts.
It
like I did
literally was
golf,
a
like I did
fix.
snooker. Like I do everything. There's no possible human endeavor that you're better than me at. Let's just understand that, okay? Acknowledge me.
What a load of nonsense.
Acknowledge me.
That's absolute rubbish.
Acknowledge me.
Ulf says, you pair are like me and my brother says, 0793. Nice, nice. Well, you know, bit of brotherly banter and rivalry. You know what I'm saying? He got arms like Maguire. I reckon you'd win, Piggy. Crikey. Secret says, where are you from, Tom? I live in Pennsylvania.
Minnesota, mate.
He lives in Minnesota.
So I love Pennsylvania, though. I've been there a couple of times. Really enjoy it. We're in Pennsylvania.
Matthew Smith says, Tom looks like he'd take out Joel Glazer with a fart. You're very, very astute, Matthew Smith. So last night, after he drunk a whole bunch of beers and was laying in bed,
It wasn't that many.
okay, and then you ate a bunch of food.
I did eat a bunch of food.
Were you not farting up the place like some sort of atrocity? I mean, I was in another room and I was being completely,
Very
obliterated.
harsh, yeah.
I was in a different room and I was being obliterated,
For
mate.
someone with your choice of facial hair, you got a big, you got a big mouth on you, you know.
Chris Koo says, darts game between you two right now, please. I actually can't, Chris. I've got to get off and take my sister back to her
Plus,
gaff.
it was just-
I'm driving
it wasn't
midnight
close.
driving.
It was really easy for me.
No,
to
I'm
beat
definitely
you.
going to batter him at darts before he goes, 100%. I was just playing around with you,
really
mate. I was just
tried.
playing around with you last time.
That's not good. You can't beat me at arm wrestling. You can't beat me anything. Just so you know. I'm loving big Ange instead. Portugal.
You love that shit, don't you? He's been singing that for the last 2 days.
Play it the way
It's so
we want
annoying.
to.
He's a fucking Spurs fan in disguise, this twat.
Keep Conte and Mourinho and even Kristen Gross.
I mean, it's quite a good chant,
You're
but,
loving
you know,
big
it's a
Ange.
bloody
I
Spurs,
love
it's a
Ange
Spurs chant.
Postecoglou.
Why?
He's brilliant. He's just really likable. And he's really, really good. Yeah. Big
Not
fan.
good enough to beat Fulham in the League Cup third
No,
round.
League Cup. He beat Man United.
What are you saying?
I said that he beat Manchester
Yeah,
His
and
team beat Manchester
That's
United.
one game. Anything can happen one
Right,
game.
but
Let's
your-
judge him at the
your
end of the
point there
season.
was just that he lost to
He's
Fulham
bang
on penalties
average.
in the League Cup.
He's bang average, mate.
Seems to have done well over
Who's
every
called
team.
Ange? What sort of a name is Ange?
He's Greek Australian. You're Greek Englishman. You're Greek. Just so you know.
Oh, John says, why he live in the US and not England, says John.
Oh.
Well,
How
that's
long- how
none
long
of
you
your
got?
business, is it, John?
How long you
It's
got?
none of your
mate?
business, you Man City scummer. Why are you a Man City scummer, mate? You know what I'm saying?
I can answer the question if you like.
If you want to answer the question, go for it. But it's none of your fucking business, John, Nad.
I've been in USA 17 years now. Why do I live there currently? It's because of my obligations. And I like living there. I do like England, miss England, but my life, the path I took led me to Minnesota. So that's essentially it, really. It was just supposed to be a trip that turned into a lifetime, I guess.
Massey says Angie belongs on Neighbours. Sure, Tom thinks Maguire's a very good footballer, says it all.
He's a very good footballer. He's a very good footballer.
You're right. You're absolutely right, United Prodigy. It does basically say it all, mate. Spot on.
You know, Prodigy, Harry Maguire is a very good footballer. You don't make World Cup team of the year or whatever it is, World Cup team in the tournament.
Did he?
In the tournament. Yes, he did. Euro team in the tournament. Play as many times for England as he has. He's obviously a very good footballer. He's not a Manchester United player, but he's obviously a very good footballer. He's a fantastic footballer, actually. Yep.
Is Tom co-commentator for Sunday? He's not actually. He's going to a wedding, mate. He's abandoning me tomorrow on Friday, actually, or on Friday.
Well, a wedding, mate. I will be watching
abandoning me.
Arsenal in a pub, but no.
Yeah, no, I think Maguire's awful. I mean, what we'll do is we'll talk about this properly tomorrow in a large stream. I don't really have time to do it. Is Sophie all right out there? Is she when she want to go back?
In a little bit here, mate.
Okay.
We've probably got a few minutes. I can leave you as well if you need to wrap things up.
No, it's okay. You can wrap it up with you on here, mate. Yeah. Minnesota Timberwolves up the Wolves, says Tommy.
Yeah, I love the Wolves. I went and watched them in January. It was really fun. That's a fun game.
Fair play to you.
What is the one? Someone is he world class? Ask him. Is Tom permanently drunk? I don't know. Who's that? Chris Koo?
He's definitely not drunk today. You haven't had a beer today, have you? No. He was drunk yesterday, and now he's hungover, but he's not drunk now.
Is Harry Maguire world class?
Is Harry Maguire world class? Obviously, he's not world class.
Well,
if he was world class, then he'd be wanted by better teams than West Ham, and he wouldn't be getting pied off by Manchester United.
Class? No, he's not world class.
Definitely not world class. Yeah, he's definitely not world class.
Is he a very good player? Yes. I don't think they're the same thing, by the way. So, yes.
Fair play. Simon says, come Friday, who do you think we'll really get? I'll let you answer this one.
Who, me?
In the transfer window by deadline day.
Amrabat. For sure. I think we'll get him. And then we might end up with Cucurella. That's it. It'll just be one or two. It'll be Amrabat.
It
could be zero. They're on about what's his face at Tottenham. He's a good little player. What's his name? You know what I want to talk about?
Højbjerg.
Yeah. So, well, hang on. Why would this is such a Manchester United thing to do, and this might actually happen? Yeah, I agree with moving Fred on, but we might actually move Fred on, bring in someone not too much difference, and probably end up paying more. Something ridiculous like that, we just cause ourselves another headache. I actually do like Højbjerg, but I don't think he's kind of like a Maguire situation where he's a really, really very good player, but he's just not an elite player, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably just end up keeping that McTominay, McColostomy bag individual, and then getting in Amrabat, and we won't do much business in the midfield other than that. And then, Cucurella on loan. I can't see us doing much more than that. I mean, not really, Tommy Boyle. Haven't heard anything much today about it. It's been all Amrabat, hasn't it? So it's not likely that United signed two midfielders because we've now gone in for Amrabat. It does seem like the Højbjerg link has sort of taken a back seat, but I guess it could still materialise. But he was reportedly offered to us, his agents, etc., offered him to us, and we had the chance to maybe go in and bid, but I don't think we've exercised that opportunity. I think we've decided to go in for Amrabat by the seams of everything here. Harry Maguire's world class at scoring own goals, that's true.
Maguire sucks, Tom. Tom, have you ever seen Piggy naked? That's a very odd thing to ask two brothers.
It's pretty odd.
Very strange.
Madass. Pretty odd, but yeah, he has done today, actually.
That's not true.
It is, actually.
I saw a picture.
Yeah, you saw a picture of me naked. We were going through all the photo albums because obviously we're trying to like sort out who gets what photos and stuff. There's a couple of me with my schlong out. You know what I'm saying? Does Tom approve of Cucurella at left back, says the Cape Cadet?
I'm going to be absolutely honest. I haven't watched him play that much, if I'm absolutely honest. Because in the States, I watch Manchester United. And because of the schedule, I watch every Man United game. And I watch not a lot of Premier League other than like Champions League football. And so I haven't seen him when he was at Brighton. Brighton wasn't on TV very much. Right? Yeah. And then since he's been at Chelsea, just like melted last year. So I don't know. I mean, apparently he's quite good. I mean, if Chelsea, how much did Chelsea pay for him?
I don't know. I can't remember now. It was a significant amount though. Yeah, it was a lot of money. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
And he had a really good season at Brighton the season before. So
is it big, Tom? It was tiny. It was really small. It was kind of an embarrassment, but yeah.
No, he won't be there for the Arsenal-Hollands game. Unfortunately not. He's actually going on Friday for this wedding. It's not in our town or anything. He's going up the country to go to this wedding for a few days, and then he's going basically home straight from there. So he won't be here for the Arsenal-Hollands game, sadly, no. But that would have been fun, yeah. Yeah, a world record for a left back for 62 million. That's insane, isn't it, King Boomy? Yeah, fair play to you, my friend. He said it's not a big deal signing out to Bandol. One, it is when he plays in Africa Cup of Nations. Well, no, because obviously we've got, the main guy is Onana. The big deal is Onana going into the Africa Cup of Nations. Bayern's a third choice goalkeeper for us, mate. He's just a backup, isn't he? We'll still have Tom Heaton, who doesn't play in the Africa Cup of Nations, right? So Bayern's make the mistake coming in to be a backup goalkeeper. He's not coming into, I don't think, obviously, like you say, he's going to be involved as well. Tom Heaton is in goal. Yeah, Tom Heaton's in goal, lad. So, but Bayern's just coming in to be a backup lad. And I didn't say this. This is something I said like 2 days ago, Ray.
Well,
bringing up something, yeah, you're bringing up something we haven't even talked about in this stream, mate.
Well,
You've saved that one, haven't you?
Heaton sucks. Yeah.
Right, anyway,
in his class.
we're basically going to have to wrap this up now, guys, because it's very close to midnight and I've still got to drive for nearly an hour.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go and do that. Tom's going to bed. But we'll get on tomorrow. By the way, guys, please do us a favour. At the end of this stream, there is a link to the Champions League stream that I'll just pop up in the top of the live chat here, guys. There's a stream on tomorrow. We're on here around about 4 p.m. for the Champions League stream. It is a live reaction video. We'll be on here to cover the Champions League.
Me?
If you're around for it, then definitely, yeah, absolutely. If you want to get in on it, the Champions League stream. Great stuff. So we can go on there, do a little bit of a podcast and talk about the results that come out for the Champions League stream. Because obviously the group stage draw is tomorrow, everyone. So Champions League draw tomorrow, 4 p.m.-ish we'll be on. We'll be talking before it starts. And then we'll be covering the reaction and everything as to what group Manchester United get in the Champions League draw. That's taking place tomorrow, folks, in Monaco, from Monaco. So we'll be back on for that. There's the link at the top of the live chat, everybody. So please do go over there at the end of this show. Smash that like button on the Champions League video also. That'd be amazing. That would help us out. See if we can get 50 likes on that stream before it starts. Ryan, yes, sorry, Ryan. We're going to have to do that competition tomorrow night now, mate. I've melted with that. I'm having a very busy evening. Very busy evening, mate, and just haven't been able to write down like 100 people's names and stuff. Tomorrow I will. I said that yesterday. In fact, I think I promised, but I haven't got around to it. I apologise. I will do it tomorrow. I haven't forgotten about it. John says, what's Tom's views on Man City? Dare I ask, says John.
What? That's a very big, like, what do you think he means by that?
I don't know. Just say they're shite and move on.
What do you mean? Like, the way they play, the club, the structure of the club? I think
all of it and...
Man City on the field are brilliant. They're fantastic. It's kind of dull the way they win the ball back and then keep possession until they're back in the positions, but they're an amazing team. I mean, off the field, I despise them, obviously, not just because they're Man City, but because of the way they've essentially created a false market for other English teams, and they've just bought success. I mean, but you've got to admire what they do on the field too.
I mean, they are a good team, but it's
in between the white lines and out, completely different.
They've cheated and assembled a team of great players, and they've got a great coach, to be fair. He is a good coach, yeah. Vincent says your brother thinks he's the tribal chief. Well, we don't have tribal chiefs in the UK, but rest in peace, Bray Wyatt.
We do, because I am the chief. I may not be tribal, but I am thing. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge. That's what Joe does when he's off the stream. He's going to just say, he's going to acknowledge me. He actually takes a knee and just acknowledges me. He yields his knee to me.
Maybe a knee in the groin. Yes, make sure you subscribe to the Extra Clips channel there as well in the live chat, guys. But do us a favour at the end of this stream. Go over to that Champions League video that's pinned to the top of the chat there. Click that link. Smash a like on that at the end of this show, and we'll be back at it tomorrow with the latest Manchester United news, guys. But from me and my brother, that's basically going to be the end of the show. Thank you, Cake says, well done, Piggy. Great stream that. Also, you can't have your brother winning all the time. Sort your life out. I'm going to batter him, mate. He's basically bottled the golf today, guys. He didn't want to play. We'll see. Thank you very much, Simon Warner, says your brother's made this stream even more fun. Come back tomorrow afternoon, guys, because we're going to get him on for a show. We're going to be talking United, talking football, and seeing what group Manchester United get tomorrow afternoon. So come back and join us. The stream's already set up. Go and check it out. Thank you, Gungshi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the mods and members of this channel, for getting in here and supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Everyone on the screen right now, big love. We're going to have to leave it there, guys, but have a great evening. That's it. Amrabat looks like we are going to actually approach signing in with a permanent, well, not a permanent, but preparing an offer right now, potentially for a loan with an obligation to buy, or maybe a permanent offer. And Cucurella's looking more and more likely that he would be coming in some sort of loan capacity. Come back afterwards with your thoughts and opinions. Get your comments in after this video's finished with anything we've discussed in this stream. Do have your say after it's gone and ended. And also follow us on Instagram, social media, everywhere, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. All the links are in the description down below. Go and check it out. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com, for your latest United news. And you have yourself a bloody good one. Stay classy, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, Wednesday Seagulls. follow the trawler. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.